Hey everybody, today we're going to talk about flicking on the bassoon, and hopefully you know that flicking is our process of slurring into the upper register from a lower register or the register above, and that's getting to just those couple of notes at the top of the staff, the high A, the high B flat, the high B natural, the high C, and then the D above the staff as well, but not D flat. And so again, that's from the lower register into that range, or the super high notes into that range as well. And for that, we use these fancy flick keys back here. So my bassoon's got one extra from what some of yours might, but we have this long paddle key right here that's above the whisper key and the D flat key. That's your high A key. This key right above the high A key is essentially everything above high A. So you'll use it to flick your B flat, your B natural, and your C. And if you have this extra little top key up here, that's your high D flick key. If not, you'll just use the other key for your high D. It all works the same. And so when we learn our lower register notes and everything else, we start with having our whisper key down. To get from the low register to the upper register, you just bump it. That's why it's called flicking. Just like you're flicking something with your finger, you're just going to bump it with your thumb. And many of you hopefully learned that when we learn the A, those high notes at the top of the staff, that we just hold down those particular keys. You were taught that just so that you could get to know where those keys were. But in this case, we're not going to hold them down. We're just going to bump them. And so if I wanted to go from low A to the A at the top of the staff, I'll hold my whisper key down for low A, release it just a little bit early, and then bump the high A to slur it. And so this will kind of act as my articulation to get the note to come out. And so it sounds like this. And then just using my thumb to flick the key is what brought that note out. So again, we're using those for high A, this long middle flick key, and then everything above A. And if you got the high D key, it's the top. And so here's what that would sound like if you wanted to play along, listen along for A, then B flat, B natural, C, and D. And if you'll just watch my thumb over here just to see, okay, it picks up just a little early, and then just pops the key gently. It doesn't push it all the way down. It doesn't hold it down. It just gently pops it. And again, I'm just gently bumping everything. I'm not hammering it at all. And if you wanted to do those notes as a exercise, there's an attached Google document, or there's an attached PDF to this that's linked on the video file comments that you can see, and it's the speaker key exercises from the Weisenborn book that you can have access to play along with. And I'm just going to play the back half of just that first line so we can hear what that sounds like. If you'd like to play it along with me, we're going to start at quarter and equals 70 on the metronome. And like I said, we're using our flicking so that we can slur from the lower register up to the higher register. Otherwise, you're going to kind of get this without flicking from low A to the A at the top of the staff. And you have to make a bad habit and bite down with your embouchure to get that to happen. And then from the upper register, so if I wanted to play from like a high E natural to A, if I didn't flick, this is what would come out. And I wouldn't be able to hold the top note. So if I flicked it just a little bit, it would help me out quite a bit. The other instances that we would use flicking is if we're playing incredibly soft and we just needed some extra help starting those high notes, even not just slurring to them, but starting an articulated note. Or if you've been playing a while and your embouchure's tired, or you just don't trust your reed, like it's, for whatever reason, your reed's kind of wearing out or you're wearing out, you can always flick. It never hurts to flick unless you make just a technical error, but sometimes not flicking is gonna be what causes you some problems. So again, there's those speaker key exercises, and if you'll notice the first line of them, all of those are at a pianissimo level, just again to reinforce that, hey, we do flick when we're playing soft, and then the rest of them just builds down the page for practice from range to range. Remember, use a metronome for everything. And then just kind of as a recap, we use flicking to slur into that upper range, either from a low range lower range or from a higher range. We use it when we don't trust our reed, or our embouchure's getting too weak, or our reed's getting too weak, or if we're just playing really soft. And then to flick, we just gently bump that key. We don't hammer it, we don't hold it down, we don't do any of those things. And so again, here's what some of those things will sound like. And hopefully you notice that my finger just bumped the key. It just a little bit of a tap on the key. So again, keep practicing. Use that speaker key page. It is completely invaluable, and you'll notice in the video description there's a link to the PDF that you can download from my Google Drive. Hope all of you guys are having a great day, and keep practicing.